Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make my quartz house number 8-ish. By the way, if you want to make this for any other reason than to look at it, you're probably out of luck. This thing is extremely tiny. You've been warned. If you want to make it though, here's what you're going to need. You will need some block of quartz, some spruce wood planks. You'll also need yourself some glass pane, and that's all you really need. You may also want to grab yourself some doors, and if you want to open the doors, you might need some dynamite, but other than that, you only need those three things. So once you have all of your materials, and once you've figured out where you want to make it, I'm going to be making it right here, you're going to want to kick off your house with a row of 3 blocks of quartz in a row on the floor. That's 1, 2, 3. You then want to take this third block right here and go up on top of it by 2. 1, 2. Then go to the right by 2. 1, 2. Then go down by 2. 1, 2. Then go to the right by 2. 1, 2. So you want to form this shape right here, and that is basically the entrance. For those of you that always want to know where the entrance is as quick as possible for your various reasons, well, there it is. That is the entrance to the house. And once you've done that, you now want to come all the way over to the right hand side here where we just finished off. You want to take a sideways view to this block right here, and you want to go right of this block by 12. So right of this block going this way, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You now want to take a sideways view to this 12th block, and going to the right you want to do another row of 12. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Once you have that row of 12, you now want to take again a sideways view, and you now want to go right of this 12th block by 6. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Once you have your row of 6, again take a sideways view, and now go right of this 6th block by again a further row of 6. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You now want to connect this 6th block all the way back to where we first started to give you this shape right here. This kind of, well, it's not really an L shape, is it, because it's upside down, but an upside down L shape. Once you've formed this shape right here, this is what you want to do next. You now basically want to take every single one of the corner blocks of our L shape, and there is quite a few of them, and you want to go up on top of each one of the corners by 4 with your quartz. So like this, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go. So every single one of those corner blocks, how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I should have probably have known that by looking at it, but hey, leave me alone. So once you've raised up every single one of those 6 corner blocks, you now just want to go all the way around your house, and you just want to connect each one of those blocks together. So connect each one of those 6 corner blocks together, top block to top block, to form what should look like, once you've went all the way around, a nice big giant 3D L shape. Well, upside down L shape. So you just want to end up with something that should look a little bit like this. And once you've done that, this is what you want to do next. So now we want to go up on top of the corners again. You want to take each one of the new corners that we formed, the upper corners if you will, and you want to go up on top of them again, each by 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. and 1, 2, 3, 4. And once you've raised up each one of the 6 corners again by 4, you now again want to connect them together, just as you've done, I don't know, just a couple of minutes ago. So now just connect each one of the top blocks together, going around in your big giant L shape, just as I'm doing now. And what you should end up with, once you've connected them all together, is something which should look a little bit like this. And this is pretty much the framework for the entire house. All we have to do now is just pretty much colour in each one of the walls and add in a floor. Oh, and we've also got a little bit of a balcony to do as well. So where shall we start, guys? Where shall we start? Let's start with the floor. Let's segregate this off. So where we first raised up each one of the corners, where those 4th blocks ended up and we connected them together, is where the second floor is. So all you basically want to do is just fill in that entire area that we made by raising up each one of the corners the first time. You just want to fill in that entire area with your quartz block, just as I'm doing now. And I've just about finished already. As I said at the beginning of this video, it's a very small house, so what you want to end up with, once you've filled in the second floor, is something which should look a little bit like this. It should be quite obvious to you guys where that is and what you have to do. Once you've filled in that second floor, we can now go all the way around our house and just fill in each one of the individual sides. As a matter of fact, we're going to do it all in one go. So come all the way down to the entrance and come to the inside. What you basically want to do for the entrance panel, this right here, is you want to take out your spruce wood planks, and you kind of just want to make sure that from the outside, if you were to look in, all you would see is spruce wood planks. So you just want to have something which should look like that. So from the outside, you just basically want to cover up any gaps that you might see. And from the inside, it obviously looks like this. Kind of just looks like an archway. What you now want to do, once you've covered up the entrance, is you want to take this bottom block here, this one right here, of the right hand side of your archway, and you kind of just want to have it go all the way around the inside of your house. You kind of just want to, like, trace along the inside of your house like this. It's kind of really hard to explain, but you guys will see very easily what I've actually done. So you just want to take, like, both of the bottom blocks of each side of your archway, and you just kind of want to, like, trace them along the inside of the ground floor of your house like this. And once you've done that to the bottom, you now want to take each one of the top corners of your archway and do the exact same thing. And again, I'm finding this kind of hard to explain to you guys, but it should be quite easy to see what I'm actually doing here. So I'm just going to continue this. Here we go. So the sort of effect we're looking for, and I actually have to leave the house because I can't get through this little gap. The sort of effect we're looking for, if you look from the outside in, you kind of want to have this sort of effect going all the way around your house. You kind of just want to have your 2 rows of spruce wood plank just kind of there, parallel to each other, going all the way around the house. And once you've done that to the ground floor of your house, you now want to do the exact same thing to the second floor of your house. And there's nothing getting in the way this time. We don't have to account for any sort of door. So for the second floor, you want to do this. It's pretty much the exact same principle. You just want to, first of all, on the bottom row, or like just sitting on top of the floor, you just want to trace along the inside of your house with your spruce wood plank, so it should look like this. It should end up looking like a ever so slightly smaller L shape, or upside down L shape as I should say. And once you've done that first bit of spruce wood planks, you now want to do the exact same thing, just like 1 block below the actual framework of the house. And again, you just want to trace along the inside, the inside of your house. And what you should end up with is the exact same shape, but of course 2 rows higher than the original spruce wood planks. So let me just connect that together and destroy this block. So again, from the outside looking in, you want to have this sort of effect that you can see right here. You just want your 2 bits of L-shaped spruce wood just parallel to each other with just one row separating them. And once you've done that, this is what you want to do next. As a matter of fact, we won't do that next, we'll do the roof. And I've kind of forgot one material for the roof, I kind of completely forgot this. We need the glass block, it turns out, unless guys, there's a chance. No, we definitely need the glass block. I was hoping in the changes they'd let us use pane on the roof, but apparently that didn't come. So, take out some glass block, or whatever material you want to use for the roof, honestly, it's completely up to you, and just fill in the roof with your glass block. The only reason I like to use glass block is because it then lets the daylight in, and it's all nice and bright, and I don't know, it just looks a little better. It gets a little dark and dank otherwise, and I like these houses to be nice and light. So, once you've filled in the roof with your glass block, that's exactly what it should look like. And now we should probably take care of the balcony, which is on the front left-hand side of your house. So come to the front left-hand side of your house and locate this block right here, this one that I have highlighted. Once you've found this block, take out your quartz, and coming out from in front of this block towards the front of your house, do a row of 6 quartz. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then take the 6th block and go right of it until you connect to the front part of your house, giving you this nice little square shape right here. Once you have your square shape, you now just want to fill the center part of it in with your spruce wood planks, or as a matter of fact, any material that you want. Quartz would also look nice, but I'm going for more of a woody theme with this house. I quite like the spruce wood planks look. And once you've filled in your balcony, now that you can actually walk on it and you're not just going to fall straight through it as soon as you step onto it, you now want to take out your glass pane and just go all the way around the edge of your balcony with your glass pane. We don't want any accidents. We don't want to be falling off in a drunken stupor, do we? So, once you've now added the glass pane to the edge of your balcony, all we have to do now is make an entrance. So, where would you like your entrance to be? Would you like it to be this panel or this panel? I personally chose this one because I find the entrance quite ugly and I want it hidden. So, this is what I did for the entrance. I knocked out this block right here, and I added a spruce wood plank here and here, and that's what I call the entrance. And of course you could stick a door there and a button there if you were so inclined, depending on what kind of door you're using, or alternatively an entrance that might look a little nicer if you just have this block just kind of hidden here and you put some glass here and here. The entrance might look a little nicer. It's up to you though. Let's go with what I chose first of all. Put the 2 planks there, and then of course you can figure out what you want to do with the door. And once you've got the entrance to your balcony, once you've got the balcony figured out, all we have to do now is take out our glass pane, and we now just have to put glass pane in between 2 rows of spruce wood planks that we have not only on the top of our house, but also on the bottom of the house as well. So you essentially just want to go all the way around the top and bottom of your house with your glass pane and just sandwich it in between your 2 rows of spruce wood planks. So just from the outside looking in, this is what it wants to look like. Looking pretty nice. So that's the top of the house done. Let's come all the way down to the bottom and let's do the exact same thing. Let's just fill in this little area with our glass pane. Oops, I have to go inside the house, so let's come inside now. There we go. Just so that we can get around the pillars of quartz. And what you should end up with, just to give you guys a nice little artistic view here, this is what it should end up looking like. As a matter of fact, that's a terrible view. Let's have a little bit of a tour. So this is what your house should end up looking like once you have pretty much 100% completed it. This is the actual structure of the house 100% complete. Once you've finished that, there's actually nothing else planned for the house. Of course, we can do a little bit of tempering with the inside, which I am going to do, but honestly it's a little pointless because there is barely any room. But I'll tell you what guys, I'm going to cut the video off here and I'm going to do my little bits of tempering. I'll mess about with the inside, see what I can do there, and I'll probably do some stuff to the outside as well. I'll be back in just a moment once I've done what I can. I'm not really promising anything because, well, you know, the options are limited, but I'll see what I can do. Back in a moment. Alright guys, so as you may be able to tell, I've finished with my temperings, and I don't want to toot my own horn, but I think the house is looking pretty nice. I think I've actually made a few improvements for once. So let's take a look at this thing, shall we? Let's start with the most underwhelming part, the interior of the house. There really isn't too much you can do here, let's be honest. I left the doors off, by the way, because I prefer to use the white doors, the mechanical doors, and you've got to push the buttons, and they infuriate me, so I've left them off. So, I completely removed the floor. I replaced it with, well, I started replacing it with quartz, and I decided that I'd go with a wood theme for some reason, and I quite like it. I've decided to go with the spruce wood planks, looking pretty nice. The stairs, only one position they can really go in, which is on this, like, this bend here, and it doesn't really leave you too much room to do anything on the ground floor. Decided to put some glass blocks underneath the stairs. I usually go with upside down stairs for some reason. I think it's, I guess I just like the aesthetic of it, but I went with some glass block this time just to keep it see-through, make it seem as though there's a little bit more room, but there really isn't. There's not too much you can do down there. Or up here, as a matter of fact, there's even less room up here. Well, I guess there's an equal amount of no room, but it makes it seem as though there's less room because you've got all of these blocks knocked out for the staircase. Not really too much you can do with the house, but hey, I told you guys that in the beginning. Looking pretty nice though. It's more of a display piece than anything else. It's not supposed to be that functional. You've got your nice little balcony, and I think that I made the right choice with using the spruce wood planks for the balcony floor rather than the quartz. I think it makes a nice little change. And that pretty much concludes with everything that I've done with the interior. I pretty much ripped up a floor and thrown in a staircase. There's nothing else you can do in there. There's barely any room. As a matter of fact, just coming back into the indoors, I don't think that you can even place chests down here, really. I mean, you can't even place them underneath these blocks because I think chests need to have a space just above them to open. Yeah, you see, the ground floor and the second floor are kind of useless, but you know, whatever. Doesn't matter. You can do something. You can fit a bed up there. What more do you need? So this is the outside of the house, which I think I've done a bit of a better job with. Obviously, you've got a lot more room outside, so you've got a lot more options open to you, and honestly, thinking about it just now, I don't think there's anything else I could do to that interior. It's tiny. What else could I have done? So, the first thing that I wanted to do with the outside of the house, I don't know why, but I decided I wanted a pool, and I placed it directly underneath this nice little balcony here. It's the exact same dimensions. I'm not exactly sure why I wanted one, but honestly, I think it looks quite nice. Looks pretty good. Very easy to do, just in case you guys want to do it. Just copy the exact same dimensions for the balcony. Just have a nice bit of quartz for the outside, just around the edge of the pool. It's just one block deep. I decided to replace the flooring of the pool with spruce wood planks, and you might also want to replace these blocks, like around the edge of the pool underneath the house. You might want to replace those. They were dirt before, obviously. I replaced them with quartz just to make it look a little better, and it looks quite nice. Then all I did, as you guys can obviously see, I then just dug like 3 rows around the house, like all the way around the house, just to give you guys a aerial view. I then just dug like 3 rows all the way around the house. I filled in the first 2 rows, as you can see, with spruce wood planks. I'm not sure what compelled me to do it, but I actually quite like it. It actually looks quite cool, and it kind of just feeds into the bottom floor of the house as well, which is another reason why I left the door off, other than the fact that I kind of despise doors. And then I just put a hedge all the way around, and that is what's the nice, they're the ones, jungle leaves. I'm not exactly sure why I prefer jungle leaves, because they all look roughly the same, but for some reason they seem a little brighter to me. They seem a little more condensed, a little bit greener. I might be insane though, but jungle leaves all the way around the 3rd row of the house that I dug out, as you can see. Never mind, I thought that there was something underneath that hedge. I was completely wrong, but very easy to do the outside of the house. As I said, if you want the pool, you just dig out the area underneath the balcony, put the pool in there, dig out 2 rows around the house, place spruce wood in there, and then just throw a hedge around it, and you can end up with exactly what I have. So let's take a nice 360-degree view of the house, and then we can be on our way. Looking pretty nice, if you ask me. I mean, making the house, I think the only things that I left off recording are the interior and the exterior, which didn't take me too long at all. I think they took me in total together, because it's quite a bit of digging, probably 7-10 minutes. The house itself doesn't take very long to construct either. I don't think I did any of that like off recording, so I mean, to make a pretty nice looking house, 20 minutes. Of course you can't use the house for any other reason than just to look at it, but if you ask me for the time commitment, it's a pretty nice looking house. I don't want to toot my own horn or anything, but you know, I like it. I really do like it. I might even make a couple of versions of this house. I might make a couple of bigger versions, ones that are actually, you know, usable would be nice. But hopefully you guys managed to make this no problem. Hopefully you like it as much as I do. I really like this house. I'm looking at it more and more and I really do like it. Thanks for watching guys, and I will see you in the next video.